Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome to Y.A.R.P episode 95, and it's Mission Impossible 3 this time. Uh,
Mm.
The
how do we
third
how do we
one.
how do we think about it, gentlemen?
Uh,
It was better than the last one. It was
yeah, but
okay for the most part.
it's not a high bar.
It's not a high bar. I would say that it's not horrible. It's you have a lot of really dumb shit in here, but like as a whole, I think it's maybe average.
Um, I guess I don't know. I got this problem because like there's a couple of things that bother me. So let's start with the first point, like on the list. In media res, I kind of
you really
hate
hate
it.
it.
I really hate it. I don't like. Uh, in movies where like a mystery is kind of a thing. Let me preface this saying that this movie's old, so like I might give it a little bit more leeway, but at the same time, like if it's bad back then, it's still kind of bad. Uh, this was before it really got done to death, how it is like nowadays, but still, the
Can't think
idea
of
of seeing that yes they're going to fail later because look he's like in trouble, you know what I mean? Like I kind of hate that aspect of it. It's like you already know that like the bad guy gets away, the good guy gets captured, there's some stuff going on, his girlfriend gets captured, like all that shit's already set up. Whereas in a spy, and especially in a spy movie, you could have just found that out normally. Like, there's nothing stopping you from just seeing that done. You know what I mean? Like it just feels pointless and like overly artistic for no reason.
I think it would have worked if it was a bit shorter. I guess maybe like Ethan wakes up in a chair and then he looks over to see Julia in another chair and then it
No,
maybe
just
cuts
don't.
there.
But just don't have it. Just show the movie in chronological order.
Well, I'm no,
What's wrong with that?
I'm doing under the preface that for some reason if you really want to have it, then just don't have it be like that. Just have Ethan wake up in a chair, his wife in the other chair, and before Seymour Hoffman comes into frame, just have like someone maybe like pass by his side, and we don't hear or see anyone, and then it cuts back to where we're to the beginning, quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't like
Except it just still wouldn't work in this movie because
Yeah, I wouldn't.
in
I
medias res, the way it's used ideally, like a movie where it's good, is usually just used as a hook. It's like, hey, fucking snapshot in the middle of all the action, because that's kind of what it literally means. Medias res in the midst of things. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, super high octane fucking car chase and things blowing up, and here's a shot of our hero. And now we're gonna snap back a few weeks when he's just living a normal life, and you're like, "Whoa, how the fuck
Yeah.
is this gonna escalate?" Because it doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give anything away. It just sets up that this is all gonna go somewhere crazy. You better stay tuned. That,
But
Yeah.
does
that's what it's for. That's when it's effective. It is something
yeah.
like this where you set up a dynamic between a hero and a villain, but we spend the entire first half of the movie of the hero chasing the villain, but we already know what situation they end up in. It
Mhm.
fucks things up.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
It
removes
fucks up the stakes.
it removes like the drama because like that scene could have been really good of him like doing the interrogation, like him. Well, that scene's also not good because well, what happens there? But like them having their first like interaction together and shit like that, and him threatening him. It's like you could just see that as like, oh, it's kind of like an empty threat. He's just being an evil guy. But like we as the audience know that's not a thing. We already know he does that. You know what I mean? I find that really fucking cheap. And just removes like the extra thing for the movie. Wyatt, you didn't seem like you had that big of an issue with it, but
With the in medias res,
yeah.
with this particular one, no, I agree with all of you. It's just I don't know if I'm willing to write off the trope itself.
Yeah, Medias Res
And
in
not
and of
that it's a
itself is
trope. It's like
fine.
anything else. It's just a technique. It's one that in a good most of the time that it's used, it didn't need to be used and it didn't really add much.
I just can't think
Like I
of
said, there's
I can't
very
think of much.
specific ways that
The
it's actually
Doesn't Citizen Kane have in Medias Res?
no, it's
No.
Okay.
uh
Well, no, like it goes Rosebud, Rosebud, and then like
that's not in
Rosebud.
medias res. That's just
Yeah.
that's just the inciting
The
yeah,
incident.
it's
idea,
all
the idea
chronological.
The idea is that you come back to like the exact scene, like what we saw in the movie. Like it starts out as like like we see that whole scene of like the interrogation and whatnot, and then it
Doesn't
goes back to the movie, and then it comes back to that scene.
At
doesn't
least we don't have
Mr.
to see the entire interrogation again.
Doesn't Mr.
Yeah,
and Mrs. Smith have in medias res?
I don't remember, but
Neither
what
do
does
I.
that mean?
Because
Let's
I'm
find
just trying to think of how many movies I've seen that have it, and I'm like
A lot of media does, and I kind of hate it. Fucking even
remember-
like YouTubers nowadays are starting to do that shit. It's annoying.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
with
like
fucking
the preview thing of their YouTube video.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking
motherfucker, this shit
Destiny.
is 7 minutes long. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
Or just-
Destiny does it, and like that one guy I showed you who did like the Goku Black thing, he does it too. And it's like, I like your video, dog, but I don't want a preview. I just want to watch the video.
Adam and Sitch, I think, do it with their clips. Then it's just
Yeah,
like,
they do
you
it with
know,
clips. Like everybody's doing it now. It's fucking annoying. I hate it.
Don't.
I really
mean,
wish they didn't do
It's,
it.
I
Yeah.
think that it's like, oh, it's the hook to get the audience in. When it's like, motherfucker, I clicked on the video. I'm already
here.
here.
Well, no,
Here,
like then just have your intro be really engaging. Don't bother with that shit then.
They already
Yeah.
do so with Adam, like in this situation of Adam and Sitch, them running at each other, and then we get the video started.
Yeah,
But
they're about to
Like I
fight
said,
like how they're about to fight.
it's like playing the trailer. It's like playing a teaser for the trailer before the trailer.
I hate
That
that
shit's stupid.
in trailers now. It's
It's
fucking,
retarded. I don't like it. Just show me the fucking trailer. And like that's the exact same vibes I get from like shit like this. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree with Slur, like, yeah, having like an action set piece or whatever, but it's like, no, just show me the action set piece when it happens. Just show me the fucking shit in chronological order. See, I got burned on this from fucking Beyond Two Souls. That's probably why I don't like it.
That takes the fucking that takes the full memento, like not chronological order bullshit to its furthest extreme, to the point you just like, to the point when you play Beyond Two Souls in chronological order, you get tutorials like halfway through the game.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's really dumb, and it's just like I said, just what is wrong with just showing shit in chronological order? Just
Yeah,
show
and
the movie.
And I was trying to we were
Well,
talking
some
about it
people
while
really
we
want
were
to do that thing.
we were
I know,
talking
it's
about it while we
dumb.
were watching the movie. I was originally thinking wasn't Trinity's death in Matrix Reloaded.
So
medias
that is
res,
not.
but that's not. It's a
not.
vision.
It's a vision, and it's also change. That's the difference.
Yeah,
Like Philip Seymour Hoffman still pulls the trigger. Now we get a thing where it's like, oh, he shot some other bitch, but we still get the idea that he did kill somebody. You know what I mean? Whereas in the Matrix, you actually see Trinity die, but Neo changes it. That's the difference.
Yeah, the
I-
litmus test is always, hey, at the end of that like intro scene, you zoom in on fucking Tom Cruise, and it's like, yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got
How
into
I
this
got
situation.
into
That's in medias res.
I was actually about
That's
to
what
say
it is. That's the
the.
litmus test. If that doesn't apply, you're looking at something different.
I was actually about
Yeah.
to say the like the only time I've seen him work is in comedies, where it's like, you're probably wondering how I've gotten into this game.
Yeah, yeah, because like that could be fine for a comedy, but like this is not a fucking comedy.
That's why I was saying with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because it's an action comedy.
That's a weird action comedy. Yeah.
But by the way, and kind of maybe moving on, I'm glad to see that Ethan really married Nia, right?
Yeah, he married Nia. Yeah, that's literally the next fucking bit. It's like, yeah, check it out. The chick that he was like so passionate for, we spent a whole fucking second movie about, and he's completely with a different bitch. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, thanks.
Yeah. I guess she didn't think his motorcycling was cool enough.
Yeah, it's really lame. Like the idea that you want to set up like this Ethan Hunt going across the thing, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's this lady that he just really loves out of nowhere now. New person.
Yeah. At least with the Julia, I think you can. There's at least like off screening it, right? Like they have like time together off screen. Whereas in the last
Yeah.
movie, you've known each other for like 2 days.
No, but like it would make more sense. But, I don't know.
It would make
this
more
mov-
sense for her to
this
be in the
movie-
movie because
This movie like retroactively makes the other movies like worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying on that, because
I mean, I have no
also-
context for the first one though, so
Oh,
second one,
sorry.
no.
So, well, just even in the second movie, because like the idea of the mask, but we'll get there. Um,
Yeah, retroactively shows us how the master made, and then also, man, the first one really sets up like how much of a competent spy Ethan is. The second one kind of as well. It's just he shot his way out of most situations in the second movie.
Yeah.
And then the third one really makes you question his competence as a spy.
So there's one of the things I mentioned in the thing in my notes. I really like it when we get like mission briefings, and we do get it for the third setup, but for the first two for the rescue, and then what was the thing that happened in between?
The rescue and the Vatican.
Yeah, the Vatican. We don't get any setup for any of that, and like it just happens on the fly. How do you guys feel about that?
Uh, I'm I understand what you're talking about. I miss it as well. I was more thinking of I like to
I'm a
be
guy who likes like fucking Ocean's 11. I like the setup for everything. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not just
yeah.
that. It's also while the action is happening, we want like a very good, clear reference point for what we're trying to do here, like what's actually going on. Because then we get to see them like, hey, we're gonna do all of this impressive shit, and then we're gonna pull it off, and they show it out. It's just satisfying, fucking setup and
Yeah.
payoff, like just immediate gratification. You kind of get that with the building scene
Yeah,
where they
a
actually
little bit.
describe what they're gonna do. We're
But
all
then they
sitting there
don't
like,
show it.
no way. What the Irish guy in the room's like, that's retarded, and then they go ahead and fucking do it anyways.
Yeah.
And it
Um,
is, but it is also cool as shit. It's stupid. It flashback to the ending of the first movie and most of the second movie. It is pure bullshit, but it's kind of fucking cool to watch.
yeah. Like I said, like I said, I like showing the shit. That's just me.
I like it as well.
And apparently we get that in later movies from what I've heard from this is going way back, the Super Best Friends talking about this shit. But yeah. I'm excited to see the rest of them, but like this one just felt really I don't want to say it was a bad movie. It just there was shit in it that really bothered me. Like the fucking camera thing, Jesus Christ. The camera is just doing its own fucking thing and it's really fucking bothersome.
You could tell this was a post-born world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and that's like a lot of that's on us just because we grew up watching movies around this era. So we're very hyper aware that this was like the big thing around that time. So we're watching every single fucking thing. In our mind's eye, we just have JJ on fucking Parkinson's medication trying to hold the camera in the room physically while people keep begging him to use tripods.
Yeah.
Tripods and then learning to slow the fuck down.
Well, no.
Because he very much likes to give exposition while like in the middle of getting things moving, or like
Yeah.
you can't just have like
I mean, depending what it is, that's not a bad thing. That's fine.
I
It's only
mean
when it's eclectic and bullshit and constant and it's all blending in together, then it becomes a problem. But none of that's to do with
my biggest annoyance
exposition on the
will
move.
yeah well not even exposition, it's the fact he's always got to keep things, he can't let things slow down and breathe. The biggest example that I always have is fucking his reboot of Trek. Like they need to tell the bridge that they're where they're going is a trap. So Kirk needs to run to the bridge, and meanwhile McCoy has to chase him with an antidote when it's just like ship intercom or in-ship communications. Like the head doctor will fucking like if the fucking captain is one gonna listen to his doctor. It's he has this tendency a lot. Let's see.
And like the one I wrote down, the one I wrote down in particular was the one when he's like getting out into the 7-Eleven. Like you could tell, like you can almost feel the camera like bumping on the tracks as it's going towards him. It's really fucking annoying.
Also,
I hate shaky cam. Even when it's done right, I hate it.
I don't even know like what doing right would be.
I was
Sometimes the early examples that made it super popular were things like when there's an explosion or like an active combat situation, it would help convey like the eclectic fucking adrenaline pumping chaos that they were in because everything would be all up close, disorienting, and it would just like put you in the fucking
Yeah.
zone, the same
'Cause,
mental
like,
space as the characters. Perfectly fine. But then you get shit like this where they're using it during like an office meeting. And
doesn't
yeah, that's when it starts to feel fucking weird.
doesn't
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan have it for the beach scene?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. That's like conveying like the fact that it's like all chaotic and like horrible. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very similar to the immediate res. Like JJ, very clearly that he understands what certain filmmaking tropes are, but also that he's a fucking hack and he doesn't know how to actually use them.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
it's like a robot trying to mimic human emotions, where it's like, oh, I will make this noise when someone says something humorous, but like he makes the noise, but you know it's fake.
This is why, like, I will admit, I think I was a little bit biased against JJ because I was fucking losing my mind over the rabbit's foot, and it's like it's because his whole thing is the mystery box, and you know how that ruined a certain franchise, uh, and yeah, that was just I was not liking it. But
I mean,
that
his
Slur
thing with
brought
the
up, it's
mystery
like this
box is
was
that,
a
yeah, he overdoes it to certain degrees, but like the idea itself that you create a question to hook your audience in,
mm-hmm,
and picking apart that question becomes a part of like the ongoing engagement of the movie. That's fine. That was never the problem. It's implementation. It's always implementation.
right,
So yeah, the fact that we never find out what the rabbit's foot actually is irrelevant. The questions that drive our engagement with the plot and the characters is who's double crossing who, because it's a spy movie. That's how this goes.
mm-hmm,
And so
Yeah.
yeah, that part was fine. So the mystery box of what is the rabbit's foot just used as a MacGuffin, a plot motivator for our characters because they don't know. Yeah, I thought that part was fine.
yeah. It
Is
turns out, yeah, that was fine. His it's when the mystery box is more used to just stack onto more mysteries is when it becomes the problem. Like the Luke's lightsaber is the big example where it's like, where did Maz get it, and then doesn't even answer with the good question for another time. He basically
Yeah, because
just
you
yeah,
can
and at
also
that
frustrated
argue
the
point,
that
they're
was
not
audience.
MacGuffins. They're just like because those are like core. How did we get here? What are
Yeah,
we doing? What is our motivation? Those questions you actually need to answer. Those
yeah.
things can't be mystery boxes.
Yeah, like
They're
I said, I think
fundamental.
yeah, it's his core method of directing, which I've never enjoyed because when I saw the TED talk on how to do the mystery box, I think he said like, if I need to remember the exact quote, he basically said the answer, like it does the answer is less important than the question, and it's just like, no,
no.
I
Depends on what it is. Like in very specific cases, like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction, sure. But at that point, we're very clearly building the plot and people's motivation around the object itself to the point where it's the answer to the mystery in the box is less important than the box itself. But the
right,
box still needs to be important. We still need to understand why people want the box. We still need to understand how the box is going to change things for certain characters to explain what their motivation is and their part in the story. Like
mm-hmm,
like I said, some things can't be mystery boxes, but mystery boxes themselves are fine.
right. Let's see. Oh, how they found what's her face through her vascular ID.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because like you were saying, sir, like it implies that they could identify her by scanning the internals of her heart or whatever, and it's like it's not how that works.
Okay, all we have to set it up at the beginning of the real beginning of the movie they're going to rescue one of their agents from this situation, and they do like an infrared like fucking scan at the building so they can see like the heat signatures of the people, and they're refining so like they can see sort of like the blood vessels of people, like their venal system, and they're just looking as like vascular identification confirmed. So it's like, yeah, that's our target. That's the one we're going to rescue. And they just kind of like fucking go and they just try to let that slide. And I'm just like, wait, what? How? What? How?
That's not how
So
that works.
vascular identification. The idea I got from the name is like, if you take away like our skin, bones, muscle, whatever, you just leave all of our veins, because we're all different sizes and shapes, you could probably map out, if you know who's there in the first place, what lump of veins corresponds to what person. But it's not like a fingerprint where you can identify like a person exactly. The vascular identification isn't really a thing.
Hmm.
So it's
So
just like a weird thing that they obviously thought sounded like sci-fi-ish and like high tech and super cool, but it's bullshit.
yeah, so there is an idea that you do have a unique heartbeat, but like vascular is like specifically the blood flow. So it's like
It's like your
no,
vascular system is like all of your veins and arteries put
yeah,
together.
it's not your heartbeat. Like they could have just said like cardiac pattern or whatever, and that would have been better. But the fact that they said
I don't
fucking
think it would have.
It would have been closer.
Apparently everybody has a unique heart rate. That's what I just read.
Except they don't. If I start jogging and I get a little bit more fit, my fucking identity will change.
Like I
That's
said,
not, this doesn't track.
I don't know. I don't know. I just am telling you what I just read, and I feel like it's bullshit. But I'm just saying.
It is. It has to be,
sounds
because
like
our heart rate changes so variably depending on our exertion, our mood, our just general energy level. Like,
What
it's
about
so variable.
what about the various like the how worn out the muscles of the heart itself are? Wouldn't that be?
Dude, if you can see that, you are already more than close enough to identify them 1,000 other ways. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
more like the only person I've ever thought that makes sense for is Superman, and that's because he can literally see like your heart and all that stuff.
In which
And-
case, if he could see your heart, he can also probably see your face.
Yeah.
I mean, this X-ray vision is definitely coming useful, like when the alternate universe where all his where Luther's organs were all on the other side.
I don't deny the usefulness of his powers. I'm just saying, if you're going to use
I
that
know.
power for this function, you're kind of like skipping the forest for the mountains and the next country over from the trees.
Yeah.
So let's see. Helicopters go up. What? I
Okay,
forgot
yeah,
what we were
helicopters
talking
go
about
up.
with that.
So in this particular case, so if you remember from the second movie, they had to pull a cord out of a fucking tube really fast, and they're in a helicopter. But instead of going up with the helicopter, they just use the winch. They don't use a combination of both to try to get it out of there as quickly as possible, because helicopters can go up. This case, it's actually on the enemy side where it's retarded. So the enemy is chasing them through a wind. What are they called? Fucking wind
farm.
turbines? Wind turbines, whatever. They're chasing them through these fucking things. And there's a moment where it's like hot on their tail. And instead of just going straight up, it's like keeping up with them for some reason.
Like,
I guess you could say,
as if it's a car chase.
yeah, and like I guess you could say that like, oh, maybe it's fucking up its targeting thing, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's because like it missed a couple of times. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't like that's not an excuse to just put yourself in danger.
The helicopter pilot switched off his targeting computer.
Yeah, switch on your targeting computer. What's wrong? Well, I'm gonna fly into the fucking thing for some reason. Ah, good lad.
Well, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna fly through the windmill, and it's like, all right, and they're banking on them to other people to do the same stupid shit. And they're just like, no, we're just gonna fly under it,
Yeah,
and then
just
we're
fly.
gonna maybe
just fly.
tilt up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fly up. Sorry, dude. Get fucked. Like now you're still in danger. Like there's just a lot of bullshit in this movie that like it's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's just dumb. Like why are you doing it this way? Is it so you want a cool thing? Like why didn't the fucking fuck? Why am I blanking here? You can think there's like multiple times in this movie where Tom Cruise, like the most egregious one is like when he's like tied up and he puts the phone to his ear, and it's like, and then fucking Tom Cruise bites him and is able to get away from him that way. It's like, why didn't you put the phone on speaker? You know you're dealing with a spy. You've literally worked with this guy for fucking years. You're also a spy. You can't be this fucking stupid, but apparently you are. So
And Ethan Hunt has like a very good reputation, and he's very good at what he does.
he's
So
very
He's
good at what he
apparently,
does.
like,
He's
Well,
the
he's very
best.
much helped along by the fact that everyone in the same room as him suddenly has the intelligence of like a Batman villain's goon.
Yeah, which
True.
is really annoying because it's like, no, you're no, these are spies. You're all spies. You all should be fucking smart. That's what we fucking
And
talked about. But it's
and
like,
you know
nah.
what fellow agent like took Ethan very seriously? Krieger.
Which one's Krieger?
That was the CIA guy from the first movie.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "Hey, we like, of course these guys are gonna disappear. That's what we trained them to
That's what
do."
he trained him to do. Yeah. It's really like I don't know. Like it's annoying because it's like you establish something for the movie. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, these are all spies. These are all badasses. This is what they're supposed to do. Meanwhile, they're all gonna fuck up so gloriously. It's gonna be like actually infuriating how bad it is. It's just the same thing of like having. It's the same thing of having like what's the word? Inconsistencies in plot. You know what I mean? Like you have to be dumb here so the plot can happen.
Yeah.
And
And the more
yeah,
times you have it happen, the less good the overall movie starts to feel because it
yeah,
it just stops being the case that Ethan Hunt is impressive and becomes more a case that the people he's fighting are wearing helmets to bed.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like why so like the other one is like why aren't there like multiple security cameras? Why did you leave this guy alone in the room? So okay, sorry. When they capture when the what are they called? IMF? They're
Yeah.
they're
yeah,
they're, they're
yep.
not the CIA kind of thing. So when
Yeah,
IMF has him like
discount
locked,
CIA.
they're dumber, but then they have him locked up in the like locker room. He's got like the mask on his face so he doesn't like bite his tongue. uh there's a point where it's like, wait, why did you leave him in the room alone? Like, why is all this? Oh, so is he can? Why aren't there like multiple cameras pointing at this guy? We already know he's broken into the Pentagon. Like, we know this guy is a badass. But it's like, oh, is it just so we can have this thing where he tells them where to go and nobody can like stop him? And it's like, there's nobody in the room with him to see that like he gives him a fucking knife. You know what I mean? It's like, why'd you do
Yeah,
that?
he did not do that subtly.
Not at all. And it's like I said, it's so Ethan can run away. That's literally the point of it.
Oh,
It's to
let's
let
not
the
forget
plot
the
let
fact
the plot keep going.
he jammed the walkie-talkies by holding the transmission button.
Yeah, you have the transmission button, and it's like you're the super CIA, and yet you guys are like running on fucking basic bitch radios. Like you have like insane technology, like putting fucking like a kit like a massive like computer screen inside of a disposable camera. Yet you guys are running on fucking radios.
I mean, that's that. I mean, that's the government budget gives you. I mean, what do you want? Like effective communication devices,
Yeah, yeah. Like you can't you
do you
but
want all of the people in the Congress to have a fat paycheck? You can't have both.
no, but you can't. But you literally can't have it both ways. You can't
I
be like
know.
massively fucking technology advanced yet also use like fucking like World War II shit.
I was going to say it's almost like how the most advanced civilization in the entire world still relies on spears.
Yeah,
No, they shoot
that's
lasers. Oh wait, no, that's a later movie.
They're still spears. They're still spears.
Well, yeah, they're spears, but they shoot lasers.
laser beams attached to their heads.
Fuck Wakanda.
Yeah,
I mean,
but don't worry. We don't have to talk about another stupid movie to like justify how stupid this one is. This movie is pretty fucking dumb, and it bothers me
is.
because it's like it wants to be this high like high like intelligent kind of thing. It's literally about like intelligence agencies like working and shit, but like they're not intelligent, so like I don't respect them at all.
And in terms of, and apparently the powers of Xenu are just truly beyond our comprehension because 2 hours is just doesn't mean 2 hours.
Yeah, I guess you can technically say this is a nitpick, but I don't like hard time limits and shit, because like it's really hard for like the odd. Well, I guess most audiences don't give a shit, but like it's really hard to like for me to like enjoy something when I know they have a time limit and they like make it a fact. It's like, oh, I only have 48 hours, and it's like, okay, but we're gonna do all this complicated shit in like less than 2 hours, and they were able to get it in like what did fucking he say? You
5 seconds
left.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, it'd be one thing if, like, while they were planning all of this, they had like 8 hours left, right? So, like, okay, that makes sense. You know, you can get all this
Mhm.
done, right?
Yeah.
And then of course,
Because he's like, I need a
Sorry.
parachute, I need a thing, I need this, I need a winch, and all this shit. It's like, and then we got to set it up, and then apparently, I didn't tell you this, but you also need to have a fucking baseball machine on like another fucking thing, like miles away. It's like, what?
Yeah, they didn't
You
say
set
that part
all of
in
this
the
up in
briefing.
2 hours?
less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours.
And then of course you had a full blown car chase. And by the way, before the car chase starts, it's 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And then of course he has to chase after the rabbit's foot. And then he gets in the car. Then they have a car chase, and they have to. By the way, apparently in Shanghai, finding a signal is absolute fucking. This is just really
in the
hard.
middle of a major metropolitan area, but it's like, nah, can't find a signal. Can't get a signal. Your wife's been back.
Is China? I mean, like, I understand China is shit, but is it like, was it really that shit?
Nah,
Is it-
it's I don't know back then, but like their fucking cell phone technology is better than ours. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, dude? You can't do that to me.
They can and they will.
Yeah, they will.
Allegedly. Yeah, like I said, it's I
Also,
don't know, it's
for some reason, for some reason in my head, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, for some reason, I had stopped myself from calling him Francis Ford Coppola.
who?
Francis Ford Coppola. He directed The Godfather and Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
I mean, all
Yeah.
people with three names are basically the same person. so
Yeah,
it's easy
Neil
to mix
Patrick. Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Francis Ford Coppola. You know,
So yeah, the vascular heart shit. Oh yeah, I like technology and shit. That's pretty kind of cool. The whole camera thing's pretty cool. But then it just goes to the point, like I said about the radios, where it's like you can't have it both ways. You're either space age or you're not. Um, s- so what's the guy's name? Brassels. Brassels is the director of the not CAA, right?
yeah.
So his whole briefing. Um, I really like Lawrence Fishburne's acting in the movie. It's really good. Like, he fucking kills it. Like, in every scene he's in.
Oh yeah.
What he's saying is really dumb. So he's saying that they were supposed to. They didn't even think about trying to capture someone to like interrogate them. Meanwhile, he just admitted that like he can't find this person, and Tom Cruise brings up the very good point of like, hey, you don't know that he could have fuck. Slur, help me.
Compromised?
No. Carp fucking when you want someone
Sound it out, man.
when you want some people to do something and you want some people to do something and you don't want them to know about it.
Manipulate.
Compartmentalization? Fuck. I don't know why.
Compartmentalization.
You
why
kept
the
trying to say
fuck?
carp.
Okay,
bomb.
alright,
I
alright,
don't
hold
know
on.
what's going on. I don't know.
Compartmentalization.
It's funny.
As in, you're
that
going
we
to
ha-
put them into compartments so that they are separate from each other.
and I have to compartment this word to actually fucking say it. But the idea,
Just say carpet
art.
bomb. We'll know what you mean.
Yeah.
whatever. The fucking people don't know the thing. So the idea that this guy who's like never been captured, he wouldn't have his boys like. It's like, oh, why didn't you capture one of them? It's like, dude, like, what would that fucking accomplish? You already know that wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And like Lawrence Fishburne's like, nah, whatever. And it's like, I don't like that. And it's like, oh, you didn't scan her to fucking see. It's like, dude, it's like a fucking hot rescue mission. They don't really have that time. Plus, like, why the fuck would they think anything's inside of her brain? It's like, it's more space technology bullshit. Still, you know what I mean? It's like this idea that it's like, oh, you didn't think of everything in every single situation, and you didn't do the timing perfect. It's like, yeah, we were kind of busy.
Yeah, we're kind of busy getting attacked by a helicopter.
We're getting
you know,
attacked by the worst pilot ever.
Then just do the best of someone better. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, right.
But he did have a really good line, though.
Yeah, he had a fucking great line, which is "I will bleed on the flag to keep the colors red" or some shit like that. Dude, that's
I will bleed on the flag. Yeah, to keep the stripes red. Yeah, that's
fucking
a great
gangster.
line.
It's a great line. Of course, Lawrence Fisher just fucking delivers it perfectly. Yeah, no. Like I said, I like his acting. I didn't like his character. Let's see. Yeah, no briefing scenes. Okay, so we get the interrogation with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you and blah blah blah. I'm gonna kill your girlfriend." And so they capture him, and they have him in an convoy, and the convoy gets attacked. Oh no, who saw this coming? But there's a moment where they get Tom Cruise's fucking SUV flipped over, and like there's a helicopter with like at least 3 dudes perfectly in shooting range of Tom Cruise, and he just slowly turns around and goes, "The what?" And then he has plenty of time to tell everybody to get down before they open fire. That's another thing of like, oh, the plot needed Tom Cruise to not die in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really dumb.
It's really bad.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's 3 fucking examples of like insane plot armor of the enemies being absolute fucking nimwits, so Tom Cruise even stands a chance.
I laughed my ass off when Luther was like, "There's a G36 in the car," and it's disassembled.
Yeah, it's disassembled. It's like, oh, you're like fucking you're transporting somebody in a military convoy. You don't have a gun like assembled already.
All they had was their pistols.
And so like
and
you made fun of his shooting, but the thing is, if you watch that scene with the pistol, he's almost hitting dead center. The helicopter just moves behind the suspension. So like there's a shot where it shows that it would have hit one of the guys in there, but it hits the fucking suspension bridge.
Yeah.
So he actually is on point. There was something in the way.
But he's more accurate with the pistol than he is the objectively superior gun, even when he's like has a clearer shot. And for some reason, he needs to jump over the destroyed piece of bridge instead of just shooting from where he is, where he would still have like.
And yeah, it gives him plenty of time to like let the bad guy get away.
And then he doesn't jump with the gun in his hands either. He has to toss it over the thing and then jump in the thing and fail to get the thing.
I do agree with Slur in saying that, yeah, you'd rather jump with like your hands free, but once again, you're doing this so you can get in closer melee range with your gun.
Yeah.
And 2 seconds before this happens, he clips a drone mid-flight.
Yeah.
With like 2 shots. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then he actually reloads after he gets to the other side, but then I don't know, he ran out of ammo, even though he reloaded, even though he shot less shots than he did when he was shooting at the drone. I don't know, it's unless it was just another thing of how like guns just make random noises when they're moving.
Mm-hmm. It did feel a little strange that like it sounded like he was reloading, but he didn't reload because
Rism with the tism. Riz, what
the fuck?
Don't mind. Yeah, that's just me posting stupid bullshit in the fucking chat. Don't worry about it.
That's fair. Yeah, but that's pretty much all my points. The movie's pretty terrible. Like, I don't know which one. 2 is definitely worse, but 3 is definitely not up there in like quality.
Yeah.
Oh,
it does have certain things that like
hold on.
have been so much better.
When infiltrating the Vatican, they fucking block off the road, and then Tom Cruise scales a wall where in full view of a fucking street.
Yeah, in retrospect, I don't remember what the benefit was of blocking the road.
I think to fucking stop people from coming in.
Unless it was literally he's going to go around the corner to that street and it won't have cars on it because they've been blocked, but like the cars could still come from the other way and there was like houses and shit there.
There was houses and shit. There was like literal cars parked and like there's nobody there. They made sure to show that nobody's down that street, but it's like, dude, really? Really?
Don't worry. Anyone who lives there was in like that line of traffic. They were all coming home from
They
work.
were all in that thing, and they were all doing the Italian. What the fuck? Thing. Yeah.
And then all super friendly the second that the traffic block was over.
That's kind of how fiery like fucking Latin people are. It's just what it is. Fuck, I just had another point. Oh yeah, and it's weird how like another point for Tom Cruise, is plot armor. When he actually fucking breaks free because that dummy didn't put the fucking phone on speaker, where are all the guards?
There were no guards.
There was literally no guards at all. Like there was no one there watching him. There was nobody in the room with him. There's nobody outside of the room. There's nobody there. This is like Philip Seymour Hoffman is like considered one of the fucking most dangerous men on the planet. Yet he's got like 6 dudes for his security, and 2 of them are guardian fucking homegirl.
Yeah, and none of them are guarding, super spy Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, this super spy, like this chick who's literally tied down, who literally has never had any training in her life. Yeah, she's more dangerous than Ethan Hunt. But it's okay. We got like one of the top guys who knows everything about Ethan Hunt. Oh no, he just got bitten on the hand. He got knocked out. Damn.
Yeah, and then his wife is the one that shoots him.
Yeah. Then why? But Jake, how does she able to shoot him though? He's like a super spy, right? He would take cover.
I don't know.
No, it's because he's walking down the hallway like a fucking numpkin into a firefight. He's literally walking down.
Foot.
He's walking down a hallway. He saw her shoot someone. He heard her shoot someone. He has no body armor, and he's just walking all willy nilly. And I don't even think he aims his gun.
He attempts to raise it when it should have already been raised.
It should have already been raised. He should have been in the back of the hallway. Once again, it's like you have to enter a certain range. This isn't fucking Baldur's Gate with a fucking bow. Guns have a long fucking range, and it's definitely longer than a fucking hallway. It's so
Considering
dumb.
what he ultimately ended up doing was just spraying and praying anyway.
Yeah. And dead because I'm an idiot. Like he even looks down at these things like, damn, that's how I die? Shit, and falls over.
Damn.
So yeah, this movie's really poor. Like I guess like it's satisfying to the audience because like those missing briefing scenes, there's not a lot of like slowdown, so there's a lot of action happening all the time. The camera's retardedness kind of like insinuates that, where it's like, ooh, look, action man, ooh, look, oh, he's going to 7-Eleven, the fucking camera's bobbing and weaving, ooh, look at that. It's like, oh, he's getting yelled at by his boss, but the camera's like, whoosh, 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 slide it to the left. It's like, dude, like it's so. I guess. Like,
I think the action scenes were all right.
They're not. I just told you multiple reasons why the action scenes are terrible. It's because they're all set up on fucking like matchsticks. Like that's not a good action scene. Like there shouldn't be a reason why this person's in this way to get killed. That's dumb.
Oh, we forgot Luther with his 4 turrets, by the way.
Yeah, so Luther, so it would be really clever if it was like, by the way, I wrote an AI algorithm or some shit like that to like discern targets. So make sure you wear your beacons or some shit. And it's like, nah, I'm gonna use 4 fucking trackballs and 4 different screens to just fucking headshot people from like up fucking buildings and shit. He's shooting through windows and killing people.
I don't know, Max. Sounds like he was jealous because you don't have that kind of skill.
Well, no, I love how when he's setting it up, you made the reference to like the scene I don't really like in Alien, in Aliens, where it's like.
Well, no, I'm gonna do that anytime a turret pops up. To be honest.
And I just imagine like imagine that scene in Aliens, but it's just fucking Marcellus Wallace shooting, like directing the auto guns to shoot the xenomorphs. That would have made that a much more entertaining scene. Let's see. Oh, so we had a quick thing about the little muzzle thing. So I didn't know the biting the tongue thing was real. I thought it was like being able to swallow your tongue. I thought that was a myth.
It's more just that your tongue can bleed a lot. So yeah, it's just something that's dangerous, something that they try to avoid happening. You can't literally just sitting here right now actually swallow your tongue because that's not how that works. But when you get electrocuted, that thing where he puts the fucking ice pop sticks in his mouth, he gets the shock and those things just fucking snap. That's real. The way your muscles spasm like that's like that, it's fucking rough. It is a really heavy duty thing to put your body through. but yeah, it's similar to when you're like in torture or if you're going to do something like that, you want your tongue compressed. You want it like safe away from your teeth because biting your tongue, releasing a bunch of blood into your mouth, especially when you're restrained, it's a choking hazard. And if you're trying to die on purpose because you're about to be interrogated, it's one of the things that people will try to do. Or
Oh,
even just try to like bite their tongue so that they physically can't talk as well to make
okay.
interrogation even harder.
I just didn't think about that. Huh. Let's see.
I'm just not sure what. I think the confusion when we're watching the movie is like oh, he's got this fucking BDSM Bane mask because they clearly just want to make sure he doesn't like to bite his tongue or do anything stupid like that. It's like, okay, yeah, it's weird to see, but it's fine, whatever. And you're just like, oh, I thought that was a myth, and we kind of glazed over the time because we just wanted to get on with the movie. But like, which part did you think was the myth and why?
Like I said, I just associated it the same thing with the swallowing the tongue thing. Like
I'm not exactly sure if that checks out, but it's like you do realize that like if you cut your tongue open, like it's really hard to fucking stop the bleeding.
I've never fucked up my tongue that much that it's blood.
It is hard to stop the bleeding. Trust, I have, but I've cut my tongue anyways.
I've burned my tongue
but like
eating a bunch of warheads, but that's it.
I don't think that's why they gave him the fucking Bane mask.
yeah, like, and it's weird because like it's in a lot of fucking media. It's like in pretty much any media where you have prisoners.
I thought
Like,
it was just.
Death Note has it as well.
I thought
like,
it was to stop them from biting anyone else. I thought it was like with the Hannibal Lecter thing because he's a cannibal. I was like, oh, we want to.
Yeah. Well, he's a cannibal, but
he doesn't have this fucking thing. He doesn't have like a thing compressing his tongue. He has a cage to literally stop his teeth finding purchase on people.
Yeah, that's
a whole different situation.
Yeah, that's what I thought yeah, I was thinking of the wrong thing. It's as simple as that. Especially, I didn't realize that the swallow the tongue thing was a myth until I was watching Alien with somebody, and they were Parker was trying to shove the spoon into oh fuck me, Kane's mouth. I think it was Kane.
Who's Kane?
The one who got face hugged. Remember, he's having
yeah.
the seizure at the dinner table. Parker's trying to put the spoon in his mouth, and
Yeah,
It's
I don't know-
adorable. You think we remember these characters by their actual names?
Yeah, as I say, like Kane. You talking about the guy from wrestling, right? The guy who does
No.
the fire thing. Yeah.
seriously,
He's
Parker,
cool.
Dallas, Kane.
Yeah, I don't watch that movie autistically as many times as you do, dog. I'm sorry, and you already know I have a hard
these
time with
characters
names.
vaguely if you showed me pictures of them, but yeah, I don't remember them by fucking name.
Yeah, and I already have a hard time with names. Like like it took me a minute to remember fucking Samuel Jackson's name in this movie.
Yeah, you mean
Luther.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to explain to the audience or that funny?
What? Well, what do you mean? Like, they don't see it, but I mean, if you're gonna point it out, then yeah, I guess I have to now. The idea of calling Lawrence Fishburne Samuel Jackson is a subtle nod to the fact that Samuel Jackson was supposed to be Morpheus.
It's also an
No,
interview
in a
where,
news
one of them
interview,
got
somebody just straight up
misnamed.
called him fucking Lawrence Fishburne. Like, it said that he
Yeah,
was doing.
there's that too, but I don't give a fuck what other people do. That's what I was referencing. Why are you telling me
I
no
said you
about
were
my
referencing-
notes, you fucking
So-
you asshole?
No, I thought you and me
too.
were on the same. I thought you and me were on the same wavelength of that fucking
No.
news interview. I didn't think of that shit because that's like the last. No.
That's like remember, I'm a massive Matrix fan. That's like one of my favorite things. It's like I want to see the alternate universe where Samuel Jackson was Morpheus. But yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Oh, I would have wanted the Will Smith as no, not Will Smith.
Yeah,
as
that's what I'm
Neo.
saying. There's an alternate universe where Morpheus is Samuel Jackson and Neo is Will Smith.
Denzel Washington.
What?
What about he was Morpheus?
But I don't know about that.
Are
But I'm
we
just telling you who was.
Are we doing
I'm
that
just
thing
telling
we
you-
did during Ocean's
just-
11 where we confuse all the black people again?
Well, y'all are doing that. I'm not confused at all. The casting was supposed to be for Will Smith and fucking Samuel Jackson. They both turned down their roles.
Well, I forgot what it was for Wild Wild West. I remember that part. That's why he couldn't do Matrix.
Yeah, good call on that one.
It's one of the best
Well,
westerns of all time.
didn't
What are
your-
you talking about?
Well, I mean, what did Will Smith like already have a prior contractual commitment to it
Yeah.
then, or
Maybe.
okay?
It's hard to say, but like most of the time, it might be up to the character. It's like the oh yeah, the other person for Morpheus was Sean Connery, and Sean Connery actually turned it down.
Yeah, because Sean... I can't... I don't see it. I see
I mean,
him
I
more as
could.
Gandalf than as...
I mean, he could have.
He could have. How do you know he couldn't? Like the whole point is like a wise mentor figure.
I'm
And
trying...
like, this is-
Sean Connery literally did a wise mentor figure in like one of his most famous movies.
Highlander. Yeah.
I'm trying to... I'm quickly trying to, like, picture the lines Morpheus would say.
Well, oh,
We
hold
got
on. Are you
air
doing the
you're
thing where you're
breathing.
trying to like imagine Sean Connery playing Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah, that's what
or are
he's
you
doing.
trying to
No, I'm
imagine him
just-
filling the fucking character role?
No, I'm just...
think
I'm
that's-
thinking of Sean Connery just saying Morpheus's lines that we know
That's
from...
that's exactly what I thought.
That's exactly
What
what
if
I thought.
what
Looks
if I-
like that's
what if I
air
told
breathing,
you?
you're breathing. No,
Welcome to the real world.
it's just a fun... Yeah, I don't...
You
Pay-
can't do it.
pay-
You can't do it, can
Pay
you?
no, like,
You literally
pay,
can't do it.
Pay no attention to Trinity's gender handicapped. She's actually quite good in a fight.
What? Why do my eyes hurt? Because you've never used them.
Yeah, he would also have been really fun. We don't get that universe.
Sean
So do all
Connery.
who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide.
What if I told you?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm
Anyway.
just imagining him doing the, like, Sean Connery doing the, oh, going through the wall.
The what?
When Morpheus went through the wall, and he just went, he just let out the, oh!
Well, that's what I'm saying. I picture Sean's more of a roar. And like going through it. Like that'd be sick. I don't know what you're talking about. And then we have to see Sean Connery get the fucking living shit kicked out of him. That seems hard. That seems hard to watch. Like, Lawrence
only
gets the fucking
He
shit
gets,
beat out
he gets
of
the
him.
shit kicked out of him with only a split-second giggle of the toilet breaking.
I don't know if it's a giggle because like that shit hurts. Like the fact that he breaks on the fucking toilet. Anyway, we're talking about way better.
You forget
we're
I
talking
find
about
all
way-
violence
we're talking-
hilarious.
We're talking about a way better movie, so we should just probably stop and just say that Mission Impossible 3 was shit.
What?
It's probably
What-
not. It's probably not the
what
worst
would
one
we
because
give
2
it?
exists. What did I say for fucking 2?
Oh,
I think
three.
you gave it a 3 or
I
4.
think we were like, we were bouncing around between 3s and 4s, and I think this one is firmly at about a 4.
I was about to
Yeah,
say.
4.
Let's say 2 is a 3 and 3 is a 4.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Does it?
Makes perfect logical sense. Will never be confusing.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
never.
definitely more looking forward to the next movie.
Yeah, it's apparently that's when they start getting really good, and I'm
Well, yeah,
excited for it.
yeah.
No, yeah,
I've
4
never-
was what most people say is like when the series got its footing back.
Now the question is, now granted, the well, I won't be spoiled for me until I watch it, but does Tom Cruise still stay married, or is
Not-
she just
that's
gotten rid
spoiled.
of?
I'm
Let's
not-
let's
that's
let it
spoilers,
let's
I'm
let
not
it slide.
saying.
I honestly don't want to. Part of me wants to look it up, but honestly, I don't. I just want to see what
No,
happens.
don't. You'll spoil the movie. Just,
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm saying.
have
I
my
wanna-
money on a new bitch every fucking movie.
Every movie. Oh shit! Nobody took me on that bet because I thought Maggie Q was gonna be the fucking traitor. She wasn't.
No,
Breakout role for her.
she was just hot, and your distrust of
Oh,
women continues.
fun
Yeah.
fact: she crashed that Lamborghini in when she when she was doing that scene where it's supposed to drive up to the sewer thing. There's a cut of her just fucking bonking it
Gunning
into a
it.
wall
Oh, lovely.
because it's hard to drive it's either is it a Lambo or a
They're-
Ferrari?
It's a Lambo.
Yeah,
they're-
you can't
it's a
you can't
it's a
drive a
sports
Lambo in
vehicle.
high heels.
It's a sports vehicle, and yeah, they're already difficult to drive, and yeah, she's in. Well, that's weird. 'Cause she's in high heels in every one of her fucking movies. So I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever.
Probably. Well, here's the annoying shot of that is like the annoying part of it. In all reality, is is she like we don't need to see her feet during that scene, so she could have just been wearing normal shoes.
I mean, I saw her feet. Quentin,
Meh.
get down.
Yeah. I don't,
Quentin, no.
Quentin, stop.
You You know something? You want to know something?
He was a producer on Barbie.
I fucking hate.
Anyway, you're thinking of the
Yeah.
wrong Quentin.
I think so. Yeah, I would put this at around a 4. My mood has definitely softened up on it because I thought this was like the worst movie in the series.
Yeah.
It
No,
wasn't
that-
actually as shit as I remember. I will say that to its favor.
I did
That's
not
fair.
like it in the theater, and
I liked Philip Seymour Hoffman's acting.
oh,
I mean,
actually, I
always,
will
the man
give
is a fucking
I'll give
treasure.
this compliment.
Yeah.
There's
Go ahead.
there's first a criticism that's the fucking Luther saying Ethan's goddamn name while
Yeah,
he's
that's
hanging
pretty
Philip
retarded.
Seymour
Yeah,
Hoffman.
that's real.
That's
yeah.
how the
Literally,
main
like,
bad guy
I
learns his
could-
name.
I could understand it if he wasn't in the room, but the fact that literally Philip Seymour Hoffman's going, "What's your name? Hey, what's your name? Hey, I know you're asking me questions, but
And
what's
then
your
it's
name?"
like he's like
And then,
Ethan, we don't need
Ethan!
to do we don't need to do this, Ethan.
Yeah,
Granted, the
Uh,
actual flaw is that he shouldn't have been able to fucking hear that. But
Yeah,
you know,
there's
whatever.
it's twofold. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to hear him, and then also Luther, why the fuck are you saying his name?
Yeah.
Also,
yeah,
I find
but
it really
that-
weird that Ethan uses his actual name for his spy work.
yeah,
that is also really strange.
Yeah,
That's
But,
literally why Reservoir Dogs is so good, is because like, they use fucking fake names.
but
Most-
I did like how when Ethan's just interrogating him, and you know, and Hoffman's just basically just saying, "Your
I'm gonna kill you."
wife." Yeah,
Yeah, he's not answering questions. He knows he's gonna
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah, and then
yeah,
he's intentionally fucking with him. That's when he got to the chick, like the little sister. Like he sees it fuck with Tom Cruise. He kind of like takes that as a W.
yeah, and he
So-
goes, "That was fun. That was
The-
fun."
the compliment that I want, not even a compliment, something I enjoyed was like when Philip Seymour Hoffman's just beating the shit out of Ethan for a good second because the for some reason triggering it takes 4 minutes for the explosive to go off and causes immense pain beforehand. Yeah, he knows he can't, like, he's having a hard time fighting back, but it's only once Ethan really starts fighting back, he kicks the shit out of him because yeah, trained super secret spy man versus, like, we weren't really given what Philip Seymour Hoffman's physicality like would have been, other than when he's
I mean,
just,
we know he's like some kind of arms dealer, fucking
yeah,
underworld
so
gangster guy. So he's probably not like an office worker. He probably can fight a bit, but he's not a
versus
fucking
super
spy.
versus versus super spy, he got his
spy
ass
man with a
kicked.
headache versus like random gangster dude.
Yeah, well, hey, you
appreciated
make
that.
fun of office workers, but you
'Cause-
know the slave driving makes them strong.
Oh Jesus! So the reason I was pointing out is because originally I thought I remembered that fight being more back and forth, and I was like, oh, it's weird. If Philip Seymour Hoffman can just stand up, so it's like, no, I'm thinking of the beatdown he gives him before Ethan goes adrenaline kick his ass mode.
Yeah. And I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Like, you get power of love over powers, shit like that. Just lets him fucking kick it into high gear.
Yeah, and
And even still, like, even getting the win, like, he could tell he's like fighting it off.
yeah. Also, oh my god, that fucking rolling
That was
over.
brutal. That was fucking mean. There's a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality there where like
That is
you
MK
see his fucking head like getting.
I want to
fucking
see at
ripped off.
least one shoe left behind from every MK fatality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair.
It just emphasizes the point, you know?
Yeah. It's the dang cook joke. It's like, why did his shoes fall off? Your shoes fall
Yeah,
off.
you have your organs ripped out from your mouth and whatnot, and then like
And
you're
then a
turned
shoe.
into like then a shoe just it's not even it's just a random shoe. It's not even a shoe from the character, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Luke
they're
Kang
like
in the
you're playing
new-
it.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Luke Kang in the new
You're
one
playing as
like
the
opens
Predator.
the fucking black hole, and all of the skin and organs are just going into the black hole. And then Luke Kang's just holding a random shoe.
like or like it was, I think it was Mortal Kombat 10. You got the Predator. You can play as a Predator. They don't wear shoes, but like, but like he gets fatality and like turned into like green slop, and then just a fucking like Air Jordan just like flops on the ground.
Let's Let's see. Oh, I did appreciate when Julia was trying to hold off. I liked it when she shot one of the guys, not Agent Man. That was stupid. But how she killed the first guy, I appreciate. Like she basically just mag dumped, which is like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what would happen in that type of situation. This
I do
is her first time
find
holding a firearm.
I do find it weird that like, I guess this is an Americanism. She's like, "How do you know so much about a gun?" He's like, "We're American. Like, we're allowed to own guns. They're kind of cool."
They're awesome.
I mean, especially in a long-term relationship with a guy who doesn't tell her that he's a spy, but like he is a spy. I can understand him. You're like, hey, for no particular reason whatsoever,
Why don't you
you
learn how
may
to
or
use a
may
gun?
not be interested, but we should hang out at a firing range sometime for no reason whatsoever.
It's literally what every fucking guy does with this girl. You take them to the firing range at least once so they know what they're doing. It's just
Also, I
proper
liked
preparation.
when he was escaping the agency. I liked how it showed the Department of Transportation place
Yeah,
that
little pamphlets. That was a
he
nice
used.
callback.
Yeah, and apparently, yeah, they are using that office building as a front. And I appreciated that.
Yeah, it's cool. And like I said, there's a nice little there's a couple of callbacks. Like
And
when homegirl was like when Irishman was like he's like I'm always on standby or whatever, and like fucking Maggie Q kind of like calls it back. She's like, "Are you on standby?
and
Are you always copy?"
Luther all making a callback like this is gonna make Langley look like a picnic. And it's like, oh, that was a nice callback. You brought up a very good point of the licensed music.
Yeah, it's just like I like it when licensed music like plays out in certain ways. Like, it's like yeah, it makes sense that they're playing a licensed song because it's literally a fucking radio playing
Yeah.
the radio.
Yeah, Ethan's trying to get away by holding the transmission button. That's still weird. But then he puts
Definitely.
the walkie-talkie next to the radio.
Yeah,
Yep. And he's like,
we
"Fuck
are
you, bitch."
family.
Which I guess you could say is kind of cringe. It's like an ironic song, but still, it was fun.
It was all right.
Also, it just works because it's diegetic. Like it's something within the world of the movie. It's not just being played on the
That's
soundtrack
why.
for our benefit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I really liked it when like Guardians of the Galaxy with it's part of the awesome mix and
Like it's part of Star-Lord's lore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's part of his character.
Which is why always Volume 1 of the awesome mix will always be like the perfect one as opposed to the later movies. I think that's it unless anyone has anything else to say.
Nope, covered all my notes.
I don't. Tom Cruise does does some cool stunts, but I don't know. He didn't try and kill himself as much as he does in later movies, which just
I feel like we'll fill.
criticism or
I feel like we'll fill that quota
it's an
later.
Are you
it's an
wanting him to die
observation.
by this point?
Listen. I think he's just convincing me that Scientology just gives you magic powers.
Yeah, that's what happens when they measure your midichlorian count.
Yeah. They're Ethan levels. They're the spirits of dead aliens that were
Shut
flown
the
into a
fuck
volcano.
up.
Yeah, you don't have that? What are you talking about? That's not a common thing. I don't get it.
Also, apparently in Scientology, only like the higher up members know about the insane shit.
Of course. The whole like when South Park got criticized for like exposing him.
What if it turns out like watching all these movies we're accidentally like being subliminally messaged by
I think
Tom
we'd be
Cruise to to join Scientology?
We probably are. Because
By the end of this, we're just going like, so you should sign up for Scientology and
I feel
donate.
like,
to
I
the-
feel like I feel like if we are, then we're severely, horribly autistic. But yeah, I think we'll be okay.
I mean, we're already that though,
yeah,
Max.
but we're not that bad.
Max, I know what the galactic currency in Power Rangers is called. Are you sure about that?
I know. I said you can't see my face, but like I
I
kind of
can
like look
translate
left and
both Arabesh and Unitology for fucking Dead Space.
right. Yeah, and apparently you could fucking read lips too. You fucking Tismo. Like what the fuck?
I
Anyway,
had
that's
to.
the fucking that's the end of our
hold on.
chapter,
I actually
guys.
do want to. So
Do
why
I
is it?
so
Hold
lip-
on. No. Slur, why is it so disbelieving that I can read lips?
like okay? The initial reflex is like
Damn it.
someone tells you something unbelievable. You're like, oh fuck off! No, you don't. Then it's like, yeah, because a lot of people think they can read lips, but really they can just kind of piece together like some very obvious shit circumstantially. Whereas, like you say, it's like, oh no, I actually couldn't fucking hear for a period of time, and then yeah, you kind of adapt to
Yeah,
that. So yeah,
I
that
have.
tracks.
Yeah, for
That's
anyone
the
who
difference. A
doesn't.
lot of people that just talk shit.
Yeah, for anyone who
I
doesn't
also
know,
partially don't believe it, but there's no way for us to actually fucking verify it.
when Sarah's trying to say something and I don't catch it the first time, I do have to just turn and look at her, like, just basically read her lips. For those who don't know, I do have a bit of hearing damage, hence why my headphones are always at like max volume, so I can be able to hear everybody, because they don't make, or at the very least I haven't looked up that they don't make headphones loud enough for me.
I mean,
Plus,
worth looking up, I
plus,
guess.
plus if they did, I think I'd accidentally be damaging my hearing even more. So I think it's fine that they're...
I mean, if you're doing something to compensate for damage that's already there, I mean, I guess talk to a doctor about it. There are, eye and ear doctors who can specialize in that shit. But yeah, that's for you to kind of figure out.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's also why Sarah sneaks up on me so well sometimes when I'm wearing these headphones. They're really good noise canceling ones. So she'll just walk in and just scare the piss out of me.
You fucks. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for watching. We'll all see you next week.
Hey guys.
Jog on.